Hi, how are ya? I'm Diggin, and this is The Vibe, and welcome to my site. It's funny how you start out with one intention, and then you end up another intention rather than the one that you thought you were going to do. It's weird how that happens. I started this morning and I said I was going to be back and make 2 more videos, and I still have to make these 2 videos. Maybe I'll get them all in on the one day. This video that I'm making is a message and a vision that has been haunting me for a long time. I sometimes wonder when I get these visions, I'm going, are you sure? You sure you should be telling me? It's so much bigger than I am. But I'm going to trust that. The silver lining to that is that I share it with my children. They're adults. And they get confirmation of what it is that I had seen. In this one particular vision that I'm about to talk about, and it is a warning. This is a warning. And the warning is about Israel. And it is a fairly serious video. And okay, I'll tell it to you this way. I said to my kids, I said, hey, look it. They're going to try banning the Bible. And I saw a meeting of 4 men, all in suits, and they said, okay, once upon a time, the Bible worked for us. It was in our favor. And now we don't need it. It's got to go because it's costing us. And I thought to myself, well, that's a real cheap way of looking at things. But the conversation happens. As time has gone on, you can see the persecution, allegedly, but you can see persecution and negative intentions toward Christians. And as of late, very short, couple of days, Jewish people are in danger. I'll just come out and say that because of what it is that I had seen. Now, like I said, it haunted me. It broke my heart. I'm like, oh wow, and it has been a few years. What prompted me to say something now that I've been watching out for was this particular happening in Israel, to Israel. So the Bible stuff that I had seen, it all came about. It's here. It came to pass. Now the negative intention and the harm to Jewish people is present. Now, with Israel, once again, defending itself, or how about if I just say in the midst of war with Hamas and its neighbors, it's i.e. Iran, it's in the here and in the now. I know that a ceasefire came into play. And I've been heartbroken over this, over the reality that, okay, it's here. I just made a video about a planet. There's events that follow one another, and these events are my cue that, okay, it's time that I really start, upping the amp and get right at it and go have at her. And whatever I did not share, which was a lot, it's time for me to share. Also, another was President Trump. And so I get these confirmations as these events present itself and happen. Now, since the ceasefire, and was it yesterday or the day before? I haven't gone back. I looked a little bit today, and my heart broke. It was this woman and this child and a soldier, and you could see the rubble. And this was the Gaza Strip. I looked at it. It yanked my heart, and I just went, okay, you know what? I just can't do it right now. But making this video, I am going to, within the 24 hours, I am going to take a view. And I take a view because my gift, the way that it happens, I'll see something that is familiar to me. And that will trigger the rest of the vision, like a camera, like a movie. And I can see going, okay, this is where we're at, this is what to expect next, this is how this is going to turn out. I do have bad news. I do. And like I said, it's haunted me for years. How do I put this information across, and will I be taken serious? Right? Okay. I did see that Israel was at war, and unfortunately, and I really mean this, unfortunately, I saw Israel in captivity, and the people outside of Israel, the world. Okay, when it unfolded and the Jewish people there were in captivity, the world wondered, how did this happen with everybody looking, with everybody watching? How did this happen that the people that lived there are now captive? And I was like looking around, and I'm going, wait, what year is this? What century is this? No, it wasn't, pre anything, because of the buildings and everything, everything else like that. And I thought, yeah, okay, we are talking about the here, the now, this millennium, right? So what they showed me was like this big fence all around, and I'm assuming it's that wall, all around, and the Jewish people were chained together. I don't know if it was, I saw the physical actual chain, but I'm also wondering, was that chain symbolic? Meaning that they were all downtrodden, they were all controlled. There was another country that was controlling it, and I saw men and women working in what I would call a chain gang. And I saw the sun. It was hot. It was so hot. I really panicked for the elderly, because nobody was immune. Nobody. There was no place to run, no place to hide. And I'm asking myself then, how did this happen? And I'm looking around, and I said to the angel, to my guide, I said, is it Israel? This is God's land. Like why? And the angel, as usual, says, look, just pay attention, speak less, ask less, just look. And as I looked, I saw a lot of remorse in the Jewish people. A great deal of remorse. And it got to the point where I had seen them looking up at the sky and praying to God and apologizing for not having believed in Christ. And I heard them saying that they were accepting Jesus into their lives and into their hearts, and them understanding that, this is what they said, understanding that they ended up in captivity because they did not believe. They did not abide. They did not respect the very fact that Jesus is the Son of God. And when he was here in human form, well, he got a rough time. He had a really rough time. And you know what they say, you never offer or you never honor the prophet in your own town, your own home. That prophet is not honored. And literally it's in black and white. And I felt horrible. I was watching these people cry, and the elderly fainting, and there was no remorse. None. I am going to say, during that time frame, because I wanted answers, I'm going like, holy moly, if you want me to say something like this, throw me a bone. Well, the bone was thrown because unexpectedly, here we are. Hamas and Israel sending rockets back and forth to each other, and there is lives cost, and there is disarray and destruction, and horrible. So it's kind of like Syria and then Damascus, and when I saw that Israel was going to be taken captive, that's when I went, okay, I don't know how they get out of it. I don't. I do. And the outcome was, and what ultimately saved them, there's two things that really stuck out to me. The Antichrist is going to pop up really quick. Like, we're talking really quick. I even knew where, I even saw where the new temple was going to be built. And I also saw a warring, and who started that war. Now, did this just happen, and this is why Hamas and Israel are now feuding, and Iran is part of this, and then when you think Iran, you're going, La Russa, La China, everybody's connected in the here and in the now. And how odd is it that America is basically just kind of moving on back a little bit and going, yeah, well, you know what, no can do. We just can't jump and get involved and assist you. All this that has taken place in this last 2 weeks. Now, I know with Israel and Hamas, it's been longer than that. I was telling people this was going to happen. They're like, yeah. Well, here we are. I hope that it's more than a ceasefire. That in fact, they'll find a way out of this particular issue in the here and in the now. 2021. What is it? It's still May, so like now in June and forever, that they do come up with some type of agreement. Because if they don't, like I said, I saw that destruction, and they were literally taken captive. I'm going to reiterate this. The world wondered, how did it happen with everybody viewing it? Why? It's almost like this haze came across. the population of the world, and for whatever reason, they weren't connecting the dots. It wasn't making any sense in no way, shape, or form. And so maybe that's it. That there's this haze that's been put upon people, and while this is all happening, and they're not supposed to see it. Not what is going to happen. And obviously somebody in heaven wants you to see it, wants the population to know. Like I said, it's a warning. If they can change the avenue, and this break for peace continues, they will find a resolve. Now, what that means is it's still going to happen down the road. That's the lousy thing about it. It's still going to happen down the road. I am praying that it's not in the near, but as it escalated, I thought it's here. And then the visual of planets, and there's been certain events that have happened that does tell me the time's ticking. We've already moved into this. So I do want to warn the Jewish people. I do. I looked at, and this is another part that's really lousy. Jewish people that were not dwelling in Israel, that dwelled in other countries, people became extremely disgruntled, prejudiced almost. And I thought to myself, why would you be doing this right now? Why would you not be supportive? I guess, like I said, people aren't being made to see just how serious this is. And the reason why is because people will tell you, they've been warring in the Middle East as long as I can remember. One war, another war, they're all the same. That's the Middle East, and that's how it is, and that's it's all changed. We are at a crucial time in our life that we can, and believe me, we can make the choices where, according to our choices, it can be diverted. It can be diverted. And we really need to focus, whether it is a positive intention that you're sending, whether it is a prayer that you're sending, whether it is a warning or a heads up that you're sending. This war that is happening in the here and in the now, is more dangerous than ever. It really is. It's like a ticking bomb, literally. So, and by, Iron Maiden was absolutely correct when they sang, "Run to the hills," right? "Run for your life," right? I'm telling ya, there's been, and please do not view what is happening at the moment as it's just another war. They've been warring forever and a day. This is what they do. It's been like that since I can remember. It'll be like that moving forward. No, it is worse. If there is a time that Israel had support, is now. Where Israel needed the support, it's now. Now. So I am warning all that dwell in Israel, and please share this. Share it. Keep the news on. You will get confirmation of what it is that I am saying. I trust my visions. I know where they come from. And they've all been based not only in history, not only outside of this universe and galaxy, not only in the heavens, but here. Here. We can divert it if in fact it is spoken about and it is watched. We look for it. We need to look for it, and we need to support Israel. That's just the way that it is. Because if there's no support and there are no eyes watching, they will be taken captive. It blew everybody's mind. And like I said, everybody was in a slumber. Everybody felt accountable. Everybody felt like they were stumped, because it all happened while the world's eyes are looking at Israel. Okay, I'm going to end this video. Like I said, I have to get this off my chest. I have known this for a while. It breaks my heart. I saw elderly passing away because of the heat. I saw people fainting because of the heat. And man, oh man, it lacked heart. I was going to say what ultimately puts an end to it is a huge earthquake. Huge earthquake. These events, these domino events, are about to begin. So that says a lot. Because as these earthquakes begin to happen on the level that it does, Israel is in big trouble. That means that somebody else has the upper hand. So like I said, keep your eyes peeled, ears unplugged, pay attention, and please, if you need to share it with a friend, if you need to share it with a loved one, if you need to share it with a brother or a sister, any type of family member, do so. Do not make lightly of what is happening in Israel here and now. They were thinking that Netanyahu's got to go. I'm telling you, these events is going to blow everybody away. We are all human beings. We cry like children cry. We bleed the same. All of us do. And those missiles and bombs and bullets, it's very real. People die. So, let's not wait, because it happened in Syria. We watched Damascus, which is absolutely just destroyed, ruined. And they do at all cost want to flatten Israel. Now, you're going to say, wait, this can't happen. It's not right here, it's not right now, because that temple hasn't been built. Hey, look at what I do know, because yes, the temple is going to be built. I'm not saying how long it's going to last. I'm not saying it is in the immediate. What is in the immediate is that ball, that path has begun to roll. And now more than ever, Israel needs our prayers, our strength, and for us to be attentive. Let's postpone it if we can completely divert it. Let's do that. Yeah, because then after that, we're talking about the two witnesses. And they're not olive trees, they're not trees, they're not the population. The two witnesses are physical men. Two of them. And that's another video that I'll share. It's another experience I'll share. But I'm telling you, it's a fact. We need to be diligent. We need to be diligent. We need to be paying attention. So, Israel, everybody that is in Israel, please, please, please be aware. Be aware of the politics. This is just the beginning. Just. Does it take 3.5 years? Yeah, maybe. Not weird, right? 7-year agreement, right? And lo and behold, Biden's president. So I see President Trump coming back. Yeah, I do. We got the Pope's there already, and just like, really, they're in a vulnerable position. Vulnerable. And it's enough to break a grown man's heart. A grown man would cry if he saw what I was shown. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm digging. Please share, like, because it helps the video, and share, like, subscribe, and thumbs up. That'll work for me. I'm digging. This has been the Vibe, and I'll talk at you soon. I think I'm going to make another video. Okay. So peace be to all of you, and ciao, buddy. Ciao, ciao.